believe it's been 18 months. It's actually kind of crazy. And I saw some like stills from my first videos, and I'm just like, wow. When you see your hair every day, you don't realize how much it grows. And then when you look back, it's like, when did that happen? But I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. So I'm going to try to keep this as short as I can. Please forgive me. I am getting some hand sewing done while I do this, trying to multitask. But it is the morning of Monday, June 13th. So I am officially 18 months locked today. I think this is the first time I'm doing an update on the actual day. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, so here I am. As you can see, there's been significant amount of growth since I last posted anything, which is again very exciting for me. So I do have like a small checklist of things that I want to kind of talk about and pick people's brains about, because there have been challenges. It has not been an easy or a smooth 18 months, but it's part of the journey. So, and I'm on the other side of some of those challenges, which is nice. And it's helping me appreciate my locks more. So the first thing, I guess, I will say that there are 2 times that I've come pretty close to cutting my locks off. Once in December, before I went on vacation, I really, like, I almost went to a barber and just like hacked everything off. And I think at that point I was really just, I was kind of over the awkward length stage. It was just weird, and I couldn't really I was having trouble figuring out how to style it and make it look presentable, and feel feminine and all of that, and so I was having a hard time with that. And then also my scalp, and I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but my scalp has gotten increasingly more sensitive as I've gotten older, which is really bizarre. I still can't figure that out. And so for some reason, the locks have been adding to that and have been irritating them. And so I've been trying to find ways to soothe some of that irritation. And up until recently, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but I was not having any luck. And so at that point, I was kind of at my wit's end. I was getting sores, my scalp was itching. And so I was kind of like, you know what? My scalp was at its healthiest when I had no hair. And so let me just chop these off. And my older sister talked me out of it right before I left for vacation. So I was like, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it before I leave the country. So I kept them in. And instead, I did a protective style. And there were some photos of that in my my first year video. I put in some, not Havana twists, but they were kind of like Havana twists, essentially. I put those in to protect my hair from the clippers. So, and that helped, actually. It was a nice distraction, and I liked the way I looked. It was just a good, break from having to think about and deal with my locks. And so that was my saving grace. Fast forward a little bit to January. Still had them in for the new year, the twists, and was cool with that. I only kept them in for about a month because, again, my scalp has been getting more and more sensitive. And so it's to the point now where I can only, if I have extensions in or any kind of protective styling, I can only keep it in for up to 4 weeks before my scalp goes haywire. And so I took them out early to mid-January. So I had them in about a month, about 4 weeks. And when I took them out, I almost lost my shit. I almost had a breakdown because when I took them out, I've always had an issue with dandruff. But again, with the sensitive scalp, it's gotten worse. And so this was like hell had broken loose on my scalp. I had never seen my scalp like this before. There were huge flakes everywhere, and it just it was out of hand. It was out of pocket. And so I freaked out. And I remember the night that my sisters were here, and I kept asking them to make sure I wasn't imagining it and seeing things. And I was panicking because I had to go to work the next day. I was like, I can't go in public like this. And so it just happened. I think my big sister called in the middle of my little crisis, my little meltdown. And so as soon as we were talking, I was telling her what was going on. She immediately, she's good for this, and she is ride or die. But as soon as something is wrong or you have an issue, she start looking for solutions immediately. So she got on her computer while we're on the phone and was searching and researching. And because she was doing it, I was like, okay, I should do the same thing. So we were both kind of on our computers. We're not in the same place, obviously, looking up information. I'm looking on YouTube, and I found, it was actually really funny how it happened. We both stumbled upon the same video, and it was a video I had seen months before, but had never internalized, because at the time I saw it, it didn't really apply to the severity of my situation then. Like, it wasn't as serious when I first saw it, so I actually kind of forgot about it. So we both found the same video again, and I can't remember the lady's name, but if I do, I'll add the link to the video in the description box. But basically, she had a similar issue, and I think her partner had the same issue or something. So she was kind of talking about his experience and what they did to kind of mitigate that. And she suggested this product called P&S Liquid. I had never really heard of it except through her video. My sister was watching the same video, and so she got on Amazon and she ordered it right away for me and had it sent to me. She's just the best ever. I couldn't even think straight. But she like acted fast. She's like, "Oh, that's it. Let's get it." And so yeah, so that happened. And when I got it, I think I tried it once, maybe twice. I didn't follow the directions, so I think it's supposed to be like every day or every night. You put it in your scalp, let it sit, sleep on it, and then wash it out in the morning. And I don't shower in the mornings. I shower before I go to bed. So like the hassle of having to switch up my routine on a daily basis, knowing that I gotta be in the office at 9, I was like, that's a bit much. And so I tried it like once, maybe twice, and it helped a little bit. And it got it to the point where I was like, okay, I can at least like mask it and hide it a little bit to go to work. And then when I have some kind of break or like a longer period of time, like I'll really like give it a good go. So I did that. It was cool. This is so trifling, but I feel like there are probably other people who have done this before me. But at the time, I don't know if you remember, but I used to have like light brown blondish tips from an old dye job before I locked my hair. And so I was doing a black rinse on my tips. I actually did it the first time before I went on vacation and did my hair so that it would blend with the hair. Then I just kept it up because I was really just tired of the tips. And I found that through doing that, it would dye the flakes in my scalp as well. And so like it was helping things blend a little bit. I was like, okay, well I can do this for a little bit until I can, figure out a more permanent solution. That's so trifling. Is that gross? Oh well. Anyway, that's what I did, and it worked for me at the time. And so yeah. So then fast forward to about a month ago, so like early to mid-May, I finally got enough of a break at work that I could, switch up my schedule and be showering in the morning. And just, before I go any further, here it is. Sorry if it's probably backwards. I'm on my computer. I don't have a fancy camera yet. But this is a P&S Liquid. This is what it looks like. Baker and Cummins Dermatologicals. Anywho, this is the stuff. And it's some kind of mix or blend of mineral oil and some kind of acid. So it separates a lot. So the difficult part is like when you shake it, it separates immediately. So it's hard to get both products on your scalp at a time, I found. But I followed the YouTuber's suggestion, and I used a little dropper bottle. So I put it into a glass bottle that has a dropper, and then I use it and run it through my scalp and squeeze it out. And that's just the best way to get to my scalp through all of this. So and once that's done, I use like a Kroger bag or a Walmart bag, wrap my locks up, and then wrap it again with like a scarf, and then I sleep on it. And then in the morning I just wash it out with shampoo, and then I condition, and that's it. And I air dry. And I moisturize. I put coconut oil, and then I air dry. So yeah. And I did that for about 4 or 5 straight days in May. And when I tell you, after like day 2 or 3, I was a new person, and I had like a brand new scalp. No one could have told me that it was going to work that well. So kudos and many, many thanks to the YouTuber. When I remember her name, I will put it below. But this thing is a lifesaver. The bottle's almost empty, and I need to order a new one because I did it for like about a week straight. And then now I'm trying to get into the habit of doing it once a week moving forward, just to keep it under control. I think even like I went like a couple of weeks without doing it at all. And a few days ago, like last week, I started noticing that some of it was coming back. So yeah, I need to get on the schedule and be doing it once a week. So anyway, P&S Liquid, if you're having scalp issues. It's not even like, I don't even have a dry scalp. I don't even know what the issue is, because I tried doing oiling my scalp every day and it didn't help. I tried doing my oiling every other day and it didn't help. I tried switching oil, it didn't help. I tried keeping it hydrated and making sure that I got it wet on like a consistent basis. Like nothing I was doing that was natural was helping. And so that was really frustrating. I was almost going to go to a dermatologist, to be honest, which I've been trying to avoid because I don't want to take any like oral medication for something like that. It's like I feel like there are enough things, enough naturally occurring things that I can figure this out and get it under control. This isn't naturally occurring, but at least not a pill. So I'll take this for now until I figure out what the cause of all of this is. But anyway, yeah, so that's under control now, and that's awesome. And so that, again, I say that all of that to say that was the second reason that I almost cut my locks off. That was in January, like I said. And so when it was like that day when I had my little meltdown, I had my little crisis, I was like, where are my clippers? And I kept my clippers and I shouldn't have, but they're in the bathroom. And I almost went and dug those things out and went to town because I was like, I cannot live like this. If this is what it's going to be like with locks, count me out. So I'm glad that my sister talked me off the ledge and that we found a solution that works. And the locks are still intact. Save the locks. So they're here. And now I feel between figuring that out and getting a little bit more length and just, more confidence and like playing around with it and styling it, or just not and just being like, F it, this is what it looks like. That's helped. And so now I'm cool. I'm in a good place. I love my locks. They're not going anywhere soon. So yay for that. Other things, I have, and this again, I'm sure it's normal, but I think because again I interlock, and because they are kind of on the small side, and that's why I interlock, they do tend to feel a bit lumpy. It's getting a little better near the ends, but from the midpoint up is still a little lumpy, and that makes me a little. I have a theory that it might be because I was retightening my hair every 2 months. Every like 2 to 2.5 months because I was trying not to overdo it and put too much like tension on my hair, on my roots. But I think I watched another video or I read somewhere that said if you're interlocking or if you have fine hair, it's actually better to do it more frequently or like once every 4 weeks or so, just to make sure that it doesn't become lumpy and to help prevent breakage and all of that. So I was like, oh, so I was doing it backwards. And so now I'm trying to get into the habit of doing it every 4 weeks, which is hard for me because it's hard enough to schedule it every 8 weeks. But I think hopefully that'll help combat some of like the lumpiness I'm seeing, because I'm pretty sure that's where that's coming from. Other than that, but it's not noticeable, I guess, to the naked eye. I noticed it, I guess, because my hands are in my hair, but other people, no one's ever commented on it. And people are constantly complimenting my locks, which is another thing I had on my list. Has been an interesting change in the last maybe 2-3 months. I've been getting a lot of compliments on my locks. And not that I shouldn't, I guess, but I didn't in the beginning, I think because people didn't know I was locking, or they were still like questioning that whether or not I was locking. Literally up through maybe February, people were still asking me, are you locking? Are those sister locks? That kind of thing. And so it's been interesting now to like go out and like have people locked and not locked complimenting me on my locks and the quality of my locks and that kind of thing. So that's kind of cool because that was, I was very particular about doing them on my own because I wanted them to look a certain way. And so to have that validated and to know I don't look crazy or that they don't look unprofessional or unmanicured is a win for me. So that's been a cool thing, a cool change. Other thing, coloring. So I mentioned before that I've done some black rinses. After doing that for a few months, I was doing that from like December to maybe March, the rinses, and they're like the temporary rinses, and they weren't lasting long. And then it started to turn my tips green after a while. And so I was like, okay, yeah, this isn't going to work. I need to commit. So I went ahead and did like a permanent black dye, probably in April. Probably in April. And that's been cool. So, and I think the reason I held off on doing it was because I was going back and forth about whether or not I wanted to color my hair, as in like non-black, non-dark brown. And And I couldn't decide because I think the original thing I set for myself was that, oh, when I hit 12 months, I'm going to dye it. I hit 12 months and I didn't dye it. In fact, I was hating it then. I was about to cut it off. So that kind of went out the window. And then I've only thought about it kind of sporadically since then. I think at some point I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll just wait until the summer and then I'll dye it. Because, summer, go light, cool. Now it's the summer, basically, and I still can't make up my mind. I know what color I want it to eventually be when I hit like my goal length in a couple of years, but in the interim, I'm like, half of me really likes having like the dark, just regular, like natural look. The other half of me wants to brighten it up, you know what I mean? Just to change things up and to keep it interesting. And so maybe like a lighter brown, sandy brown. I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know how many of you are out there actually watching, but it'd be nice to get some feedback. I have a really interesting skin tone. I'm not light, but I'm not dark. I'm somewhere in the middle. And so you would think that would lend itself to a lot of colors, but actually it's very limiting. And so trying to find the right color, I think, is what's throwing me off and making me hesitate a bit. But yeah, and also the reason I'm thinking about it is because after January was the last time that I had extensions in that December-January twist situation. I'm not doing it ever again. At this point, there's no turning back. My scalp is like, no, we won't go. And I'm not playing with that anymore, taking that risk anymore. So no more extensions. And so that means finding other ways to switch things up and keep myself interested and away from the clippers. And so, not that I think I'm close anymore, but still, you never know with me. It changes with the wind. And I really enjoyed being bald, and so I miss it like once a month at least. Anyway, so yeah, it's color or, I'm playing with styling, but even at this length, there's only so much I can do. So anyway, still thinking about that. I'll keep you posted. Or you'll see if that happens at some point if I decide to color it. But yeah, that's really it as far as what's been going on since the last time I updated. But yeah, I'm loving them for now at this point. And today, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. And yeah, I'm excited. I can't believe it's been 18 months. It's kind of cray. Especially to think 6 months I'll be 2 years locked. That's really, really bizarre. I can't wrap my mind around it at all. And I told myself I have to keep these locks going at least until I hit 30. And I just turned 28 a week ago. So I got 2 more years in this thing at least. Let's see if I can make it. I'm going to try really hard. I've made it this far at this point. I'm almost at my halfway point to that goal. So might as well keep on trucking. But anyway, one thing I did want to mention, as far as like maintenance, I already mentioned that I'm only retightening once every 4 weeks. I'm washing my hair once a week, and right now I was switching back and forth between the Suave clarifying shampoo and the Head and Shoulders for textured hair. I think it's like got like cocoa butter or shea butter or something in it. I don't know. And then now, because I've been using the P&S Liquid, I'm using the Head and Shoulders exclusively, just for now, just until I feel like I'm at a place where my scalp is under control. So that's happening. And then as far as conditioner, I'm using the Trader Joe's Tea Tree Tingle conditioner. And I'm trying to condition like 2 to 3 times a week. I'm not great at remembering all the time. And then also like late at night, if I know I'm taking a shower late at night, I won't get my hair wet because I don't want to sleep on wet hair if I don't have to. So that's also kind of part of the reason it's been hard to keep that habit going. But typically on a good week, I'm conditioning at least 2 to 3 times a week and just trying to keep my locks and my scalp wet and moisturized. And then of course, while it's damp, I'm putting in coconut oil now. That is my drug of choice at the moment. Just 100% coconut oil and rubbing that into my scalp and into my locks. And then letting it dry that way so that it's really moisturizing it well. And that's it. I am reformed. product junkie. Back when I had loose natural hair, I was all about the Eco Styler gel and the Shea Moisture and all of this stuff and mixing and combining and Cantu, all this. I had products for days. Now I've become a little bit of a minimalist as far as hair care and skincare, all of that goes. And so yeah, it's just water and coconut oil, and of course my shampoo, conditioner, and P&S Liquid crack. So that is it. Yeah. Other than that, that's really it. Sorry, this wasn't exciting or anything. I don't know, but this is it. So if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, advice, please send it all, give it all. I'll take whatever I can get. Those of you who are more seasoned, locked veterans, any advice, pointers, tips you can give would be super, super helpful. I'm getting to a place where I'm comfortable again with my routine and how it's coming out and my journey. But I know it's not perfect yet, and it won't be probably ever, and that's okay. But the more comfortable I can get with the process, the better. And so anything you can offer to aid in that would be very, very welcome. But yeah, that's it for this update. This has been an 18-month update. And okay, I actually realized I forgot to do a length. Sorry, I just took out the ponytail. I forgot to do a length check of any sort. And of course I don't have my measuring tape by me at the moment, but it's probably about 6 to 8 inches, if I had to guess. And the lighting is not very good in here, nor is my camera very good. So I'm not sure how helpful doing a 360 would be, but I'm happy to try. Sorry, I'm on my bed. But yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. Parts are still all intact. And I forgot to mention that I have combined some of them. I think I've combined at this point maybe probably 4 to 6 of them into 2 or 3 locks, and I still have 2 others that I would like to combine that are kind of on the skinny side, on the thin side. Yeah, this is one of them. It's pretty thin, and so I need to combine that pretty soon, probably within the next couple of weeks. And then I have another one on this side. They're already combined, but I need to probably use some thread. They've locked at the halfway point up, but the bottom parts still have not combined. So I need to just go ahead and use some thread and sew that together. But yeah, this is how it looks. Haven't lost any locks yet, thank God. Nothing has fallen off or broken off. Yeah. I need to recount now that I've combined, because I can't remember how many I've combined. So I need to recount how many locks I have, sorry. And I'll do that at some point and hopefully add that to the update next time. But yeah, so this is what I'm working with. I'm going to stop making promises about when I'll post again, because clearly I am not cut out for any kind of regimen, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try not to be ghost until December. I'll see if I'm going to try this. If I can just do one more video before my 2-year, that would be awesome. So that's the tentative goal. But until next time, friends, have a wonderful day. Enjoy your summer. Stay cool wherever you are. Soak in some sun, get your vitamin D, get to the beach if you can. Yeah, just be blessed. All right. Talk to y'all later.